I'm excited.
We're going to get y'all re-educated and more educated.
Yes.
We're going to take a quick break. I tell you, we got to keep the lights on around here because I don't want to have to close any accounts and ruin our credit score over here at the Chamber. We will be right back, and when we do, we will have his mentor joining us, and we're going to talk more credit education.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
We'll be back in a second.
All right.
Noir Black Chamber of Commerce Incorporated. There is power in numbers. The purpose of the Chamber shall be to provide support, effective networking, and sharing information to assist Kentucky Black-owned businesses to thrive, and to uplift and support economic development amongst low-income Black communities within Kentucky. The Chamber is a nonprofit, nonpartisan, and non-sectarian 501c3 organization. To learn more about the Chamber or to become a member, visit NOIRBCC.org.
All right, guys, we are back, and as I told you, we were going to keep the education flowing. Now, as you can see, I have someone else joining me. I have a gentleman who seems to know his stuff. We had a conversation before we started the cameras rolling, and they just, in 5 or 6 minutes, have imparted quite a bit of information in the girl already. So, I want to introduce Yamin Woods. Did I say it right?
Wahim.
Okay. See, I got it wrong. My name is C-H-E-A, so you know I'm back. So now we're going to do this again.
Right.
Listen, because y'all know I respect me. Wahim Woods.
Yes,
All right,
ma'am.
I like that. All right. So, tell me a little bit about yourself, because I hear you do quite a bit. And I couldn't keep up. I was trying to take notes, so I said, I'm just going to let the brother do it himself.
Okay, good deal. Again, I'm in financial education, and a little bit background on how I started. My story a little awkward than others. I kind of took the wrong path on when, doing different things, and end up getting caught in different situations and systems, but when caught up in those type of systems, realizing when I got out, I'm like, okay, it's time for me to get a job, because I want to do it the right way. So I'm like, okay, the American dream, get a job, have you some money and just live life. But as I started working, I realized that, man, the more I make, the more money that they take.
Yeah.
So what happened was I started, trying to understand how those different things work, and a guy introduced me to different financial education and things of that nature. And as I started learning, I saw the importance of everybody around me knowing, because what I was working in a warehouse in a place called Riceland Foods in Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
And again, once I learned the importance and the power of the W-4 and taxes and being able to lower your tax bracket, I was realizing, I said, everybody around me, we overpaying on taxes. Right. And not just because I say so, because the IRS says so. The IRS says 8 out of 10 working Americans overpay on taxes due to incorrectly filling out the W-4 form. Mm-hmm. So when I saw that, I was like, whoa. I was like, first of all, how many people go on the IRS website, first thing? And then second of all, how many people know about the W-4? But the W-4 was so important because, again, we struggle in the household just with our lack of money causes us money. So if 8 out of 10 people is overpaying on taxes due to incorrectly filling it out, just what if that's an extra $50 a week that they're overpaying? That's an extra $200 a month. Right. You're struggling on a car note $400 a month. Now you got this extra $200 a month. It make that car note, better. Yeah. And so as I started understanding that and speaking that, I started seeing actually, the power and understanding, interest, understanding, realizing that, corporations capitalize off your lack of knowledge. They don't capitalize off a financially educated person. So corporations make money off keeping you not knowing. So I thought it was, important for me to link up with brothers like Terrell, and for us to kind of it became a passion. I actually was part of an MLM company, and I reached at the top in the company in a short period of time and got trophies. And people always ask me, they said, how was you able to do that in a short amount of time? And then that was my first time even thinking about it. I said, how was I able to do that in a short amount of time? The thing was, I wasn't a network marketer. It's just that it was some information that everybody around me needed. I was in the hood. Everybody was working a job, and if 8 out of 10 overpaying on taxes, then I know we that 8 out of 10.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Talk
So
about it.
if you want to help somebody, you help somebody and help them get some money.
Yep.
So when I was able to show people that was working overtime and showing them how to adjust the W-4 form correctly and lower the taxes and bring back extra money, it was game time. But then I found another problem. They was getting extra money, but didn't understand how money worked. So when they got the money, they was still broke. You know what I mean? So it was like, okay, we gotta figure out something here. So that's how I actually, me and Terrell, we always talk. This was when it come up, and I was in the struggle then.
Yeah.
And and we was just trying to sort these things out together, because we like, okay, we showing them how to change the W-4 form, but at the end of the year they still broke, and they saying this ain't working. What are you talking about, and this and that? So we thought it was important to understand the system, and the best thing to do thereby is leading by example. So that's what we did, because again, when you're so programmed for so long of a time, it's everything. Reason why people say that it's a scam where we come from, or that ain't true, because the thing is about it is the struggle been so real for so long that anything outside of the struggle, being able to retire early when ain't nobody around you ever did it, and all of these things, and you bring this type of information to somebody, they say, oh man, that's a scam. I'm good. But you have to realize the importance. As I said, so the plan is to work 40 years plus to only live off 40% of something that you can't live off of now. You can't live off 100% of your paycheck. So how do we live off 40%? Because the goal is for you to never retire. That's why older people working at Walmart and everything.
Right.
The goal is to keep the corporations and everything thriving. But the thing is about it is what I tell people all the time, is 2 times in life you're going to need money. It's when you're working and when you're not working. So when you're working is the time where it's critical for you to create something where your money can make you money. So in the times when you're not able to work, then you can have money. But so we show people the importance of emergency fund account. We show people the importance of credit, because we so stuck on this mindset, like, I'm going to start my business and I'm going to make this money and I'm going to stack this paper. But at the end of the day is you still got all of these bills, you know what I mean? That study, come and accumulate daily. So you never actually reach that point. So you have to realize, I need the quickest way to get money when you ain't got no money is credit. So when we seen that, because my wife showed me a lot, when it come to that credit also, far as understanding, like, we was able to credit alone, didn't have money, but can go purchase a truck, $80,000 truck with no money down to be able to start the business. Everybody want to be successful. Everybody want to be great. But only thing that's keeping somebody from being great is the lack of finances. You know what I mean? We quick to say, just give me enough to pay my bills. But that's the wrong mindset to have, because it's a selfish mindset, first of all, because like me, I got a little girl right there and I got several kids. So if I just want to pay my bills and get by, then what about her?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because going up in a predicament that if tomorrow ain't promised to us, you never know what your situation going to be. So we can't wait and come up with a plan B when the plan A failed. Then it's too late. You know what I mean? Plan B meaning, like, if you go to a job knowing that if tomorrow is not promised to you, you should know that job is not promised to you. So if you could go to a job every day with not putting no kind of plan B in line, what happens is when you get fired, we lose jobs. We lose jobs, we lose cars and get repo, and people say, okay, I'm gonna wait till tax time. But see, corporations already capitalize and understand how taxes work. They know most people gonna get a whole bunch of money when it comes to tax time.
Right.
And they know that the lack of financial education is not there. And people say, how you know what they know? Because if they can tell you how many people gonna go to jail before they 21, how many single parents, that means they keep a census.
Yeah.
They keep track.
Yeah.
And reason why they keep track is to be able to fund the economy. Okay, these many people in this zip code right here, they finance a lot of cars and they lose them. So they have lack of financial education. So since these people have the lack of financial education, put all of the used car dealerships in there. Why? Because we take bad credit, because it's an older car or anything anyway. So now they're forced to do that, but not understanding interest, not understanding the financial education. Because once a person get that car, we understand that everybody don't have money to buy a cash car. We understand it. So when you have to get those things, you don't talk about those people. You come up with a strategy, because the goal is to eliminate debt. You want to free up much positive cash flow as possible. You know, so what happened is we tell them, okay, we create a whole, me and Terrell and all, we create a whole timeline. Okay, you working a job. The IRS says 8 out of 10 working Americans are overpaying on taxes due to incorrectly filling out the W-4 form. Okay, you got a car note and you got a rent. Okay, so now let's look at that W-4 form. Says 8 out of 10 overpaying, and then you 9 times out of 10 you the 8. Right. So if you can get that money back throughout the year, see, a lot of people get the mindset of saying, I can't wait till the end of the year to get a refund. Yeah. And see, it programs them like that. But what happens is you have to ask yourself why it's the same cycle and it broke again, because when you go through that year and your lack of money is causing you money, what happened is they never look at that, okay, rent due on the 1st, but you get paid on the 5th. Yep. Car note due on the 1st, but you get paid on the 5th. And you got all these interests that's piling up, so you ain't got no money. You need somebody to watch the kids. Mama watching the kids for all month. So now when you get a lump sum of money, everybody's struggling because they had the lack of financial education. So everybody want a piece of the pie. Mm-hmm. So now they looking for you to go and break them all. But since you never calculated that through the year, now you like, man, I ain't got it. And it creates a bigger problem than just, you know what I mean, finances. It creates, you know what I mean, broken families. Because now this person got a large check, but they owe all these people. So at the end of the year, she don't want to give it. But instead of saying she don't want to give it, they find reasons to get into it. Right. To have altercations where they say this and that, why I got. So now the lack of money is dividing families and things of that nature. Because again, that's why credit, people don't even understand how deep credit is and how many. When it comes to credit and you applying for credit cards, I have people say, why can't I get this? It's so deep that they even look at the zip code you're living in, because they know it's strategies out there that you can clean people credit. People can get their credit fixed. So if you trying to get funded and you live in a zip code where it's a high number of bad debt, unpaid credit cards, right, they ain't gonna tell you that, right, but you're gonna get denied. If you got multiple addresses on your credit report, what it shows, a credit report is basically that's how they determine who you are. Right. They don't know you. When you go into a bank where you get a loan, they never seen you a day in their life. Right. How do we determine if this person is even trustworthy for us to even give them some money? Right. So what they do is they look at your credit report, which is your financial history. All credit is where they report from every time you, like you say, anything you spend, when it comes, they report it. So when you go into somebody and get something, they say, hold on, let me check and see how you've been paying everybody else back first. Right. But since capitalism is a big deal and they know you working a job, they can get some of that money. So they say, I tell you what, we gonna give you that car. And what we gonna do is we gonna give you the car for $500 a month, but you approve. It's all part of the trick, because now you in a car lot and you got a stack of paper and they just got an X, sign here, right, but you never look at it, and we was never taught okay, if I got to make these, what's all these words that's on paper? Because the thing is about it is when they approve you for a car, and I sell cars, you know, I had a used auto sale, so Woods Auto Group, what happens is they look and they figure out how much money we finna rob them for. So they say, okay, based on your credit, we're gonna approve you, and your notes are only gonna be $500 a month. But the thing is this is the problem. So they happy because they got approved. Their struggle is real throughout the year. So if my credit is bad and I got approved for a car, okay, I can handle this. I make, you know, $2,000 a month. I make $3,000 a month. I make $50,000 a year. But it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you keep. If you take $50,000 and you got, after you pay taxes or whatever, let's just say out of that you paid, let's just say, for example, out of $50,000, you only pay $5,000 in taxes. They left you with $45,000 left. Then let's look at it like you got rent throughout the month. Subtract that. We study bringing it down. You got groceries. Subtract that. Yeah. You got gas. All this money is coming from your employment. So what happens is when you subtract, you never did subtract that. So when you subtract all that at the end, because it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much you keep. So when you subtract all of that, guess what happened? Nobody never showed you that, so you realize like, oh, yeah, they give me $50,000 a month, but I only make $10,000 because at the end of the day, after I add up all my bills, that's all I got left. But see, your bad credit, they still gave you a car for $35,000 and you just broke down, you only make $10,000 a year. So now you $25,000 in debt. Already in the hole. Yeah. So now if you starting off in the year in debt, they got you. You a slave to it. Debt. That companies make money off you being broke. They don't make money off you being financially stable. Interest.